I tried to angle it so like I could talk to you, but then like the camera, so I'm not just like this and we're talking like that. Do you know what I mean? Like
kind of, I'm talking like here, and sometimes I do feel like I'm just like, that's really interesting the whole time. Yeah. Alright, how do we begin?
What's up, guys? We're back for episode 3.
Cool. Alright.
Is it recording?
It is recorded.
Oh.
All of that was recorded.
All of that was recorded. Okay, what's up, guys? We are back for episode 3. We've got myself, Repz, aka Girl Riot, and
CrookedDistrict, House of Thieves, all of that jazz. I'm wearing my the Bridge t-shirt today, actually.
Yeah, sorry, I am not repping at all, but I'm always repping.
Is that a new t-shirt, actually?
This is what I won in Barcelona.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay,
so yeah, we'll hit that topic a little bit later, but yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the first things I noticed when you came in, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
pretty
yeah, it's a nice little female Krump t-shirt. But yeah, we'll talk about. We'll get to Barcelona. We've got a couple of topics we wanna go through today. I think maybe we should start and just briefly go over like where we left off. So when in episode 2, it was late at night and we was only gonna have like a 2-hour sleep.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to head off to the airport and go to Holland. So this was about 4 weeks ago now, 3 or 4 weeks ago, middle of January. And we were going to go for our first event of the year to Holland. And so let's talk about how that went.
Yeah, so it was, like you said, it was our first event of the year. And obviously we were eager to go. I mean, we decided to film the podcast, and even though it took us like quite late in the evening, and we only got a couple of hours sleep at most.
We had a nap.
We had a nap.
I wouldn't call it a sleep.
We had a nap. But it was, I was a little bit stressed about that before, but it was worth it. It was worth it, yeah. And I think scenes like the Holland scene are always just so welcoming. So even, we didn't win every category or whatever. Actually, no, it's just good to be there and just to feel the vibe. And it was great. Yeah. It was great in the end. We all entered the advanced category for the 7 to Smoke, and it was just such a competitive level, and it was really crazy to see the top 8 line up in the end. And even though me and Braze were stood there like looking around at all the other people competing, and it's like, damn, these are the people that I watch on YouTube, all of our kind of a handful of our favorites from the Holland scene, and Wild from Belgium. Shout out to Wild, because this guy's got, he's got stamina. He can just bring it every single round. And the thing is, like, he was here because he was studying in the UK for a short while. So it was a real nice to sort of get to know him quite well, and then to see him just continuing to level up every single time we see him. This guy is serious.
I think he just won the EBS qualifier as well. In
Germany, he just...
Oh, not EBS, Illist.
No, the Illist qualifier in Germany. Yeah, he just keeps racking up those wins, and so I'm just like really impressed.
Yeah, really dope. It was a really dope event. So this is the 030 Cold as Buck event, run by Chewbacca and Ice. I think they're joint, like they run it together.
Yeah.
Ice, Girl Bruiser, and Chewbacca, Kid Bruiser. So they're from the same fam. Ice does the DJing, which I think is super dope to have, her DJ at her own event. And it was just really tight. They had a new gen 7 to Smoke category. So there was something for the people who are like brand new to Krump, and they're stepping stone into Krump. Really, really dope, because it's really intimidating for someone who's just starting to go, like we were just talking about Wild. Imagine going up against someone like Wild when you've just started Krump.
You're a 1 month in, you're 1 year in, and you're seeing these.
No, let's just go home. This is too scary.
The thing is, after Krumping for over 10 years now, I'm still there thinking, these are the people I don't want to battle, because I'm gonna smoke, and I'm nervous. So let alone like I said, if you're Krumping for such a short time, then yeah, like how do you sort of prepare for that? You know, it's so difficult. But saying that, the new gen category was there's a lot of people competing, and I think we were told, because I think that a lot of them had just finished off a sort of a workshop, they had a talk beforehand.
Yeah. There was like I don't know if it was like an intro to Krump, but there was like a workshop for like, well, anyone could go to it, but it was like a introduction to Krump, and they showed people from what I gather like old videos, like maybe I think they showed a bit of Rise, and I don't know if they went into like the other old DVDs. I think that's super dope, because when you're coming into Krump, you're probably not even going to spell it right. You'll be like CRUMP, and it's YouTube and nothing comes up. Like, where do you look? You don't know anyone. You can't just assume that people know everyone. And like, I have little homies that like know nothing about Krump, and they've just learnt a little bit off me, and they're like, where do I search? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, where do you search? So this is like, watch this, because they just don't know. So I thought that was really dope to not only like introduce them to Krump in the movement sense, but the history and the culture and everything that's like built up to this moment. And
you can see why certain things are done a certain way, and the atmosphere, the attitude, the vibe, it all stems from things like we were introduced through like Krump 1.0, the Cage 3, like all these like old documentaries. The Man Sanity DVD I watched so many times, and so just for someone to sit you down and you know, not even like teach you anything, because you can learn from, we discussed this last time, online classes and all these kind of resources. You can have a big homie, but for me, I think, you know, particularly having a big homie, is they say, have you watched let's say the Cage 3? Have you watched Rise?
Yeah.
And you go, no, I've not even heard of it. So we're going to sit down, we're going to watch it together, because it's important. And I think it's just so much information, and so much so it just informs you learn the movement, but it informs everything behind the movement as well. And these resources they're on YouTube, but sometimes people don't even know if it's worth the watch, you know.
It really is worth the watch.
100%.
Really 100%. Is. No matter if we're talking movement, no matter how much the Krump movement has evolved, I always go back to the old stuff. Yeah. Like, when I'm feeling stuck, empty, that is what inspires me. That's what like lights my flame again. And then obviously you've got all that history there, and then you start to learn all the personalities and all the fams and like who everyone is, and then from there you start to like, oh, hang on, I've heard that name before, so you're onto this person that was in this DVD, and then you start to connect everything together. So I thought that was super dope. Unfortunately, we didn't make that. We came in at the tail end of that. We had a lot of travelling to do, so we were up at 2:00 in the morning. Had to drive to the airport and then fly, and then we had to get a bus, and then we had to get a train, and then we had to get another bus, and we had to walk, and then we had to drop our stuff off at the hotel. Then we had to get by that point, and it was raining. It was raining all day, so you know when it's raining, that's so extra.
It was nice and sunny, and we were just chilling. Yeah, cool. But no, we were grumpy the whole time.
All that travelling, like every public transport you could get on, we went on in the rain. So by that point, we were like, should we just get an Uber to the event? So then we got an Uber.
Yeah. It was so necessary.
Yeah. So we done all that, and then we finally got to the place. Yeah. So we just missed the like tail end of the like that workshop and stuff.
Yeah, I think I would have gone. I would have really enjoyed that actually. But it's just the way that the flights worked out basically. So, but yes, we had the pre-selections actually. We haven't discussed this.
Oh my gosh, the pre-selections.
It's a bit of a different format, and I've seen it a couple times before, but I guess it was pretty cool for us to just be thrown into a battle setting. This was new gen and the advanced categories as well.
Yeah. So when it came to the new gen, I thought, okay, they maybe haven't had so many people enter, so they were doing it in a battle format rather than the standard pre-selection format. So if you know about pre-selections, you come on, your name gets called, you come on, you do your showcase round, for like 45 seconds usually, sometimes a minute, depending on if the event is feeling generous or not. And that's it. So that's usually, you know, how a pre-selection...
What we expect.
Yeah, like the standard pre-selection. So with the new gen, they were like, okay, this person in this corner, this person in this corner, this person in this corner, and this person in this corner.
4-way battles.
And you got 2 rounds.
4-way
And I was like, and me, just assuming, I was like, oh, it's just because not many people have entered, so that, you know, they're giving them the chance to battle.
Yeah, yeah.
But then more and more came out, so I was like, quite a lot has entered,
Like
actually.
12 or 16, there was multiple battles going on.
So yeah, and they had to just choose 8 because it was a 7 to smoke. So a 7 to smoke works where you have like one person at the top of the hill and then 7 people, and you have to beat 7 people. Okay, they done it where they had to beat 7 people in a row, so you can win 5, lose, and then you go into the queue, and then whoever you've lost to goes to like the top of the hill.
Yeah.
And then you start again. Your points are wiped. It has to be, they done it so it was 7 in a row. So even if you've got them 5 points and you come back round, you beat someone, it won't go to 6. That's 1. So they done it where you do 7 in a row. Some 7 to smokes do it where you've just got to get 7 points, or you've got to beat 7 people, but it doesn't have to be in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
So they just needed 8 people. So I was like, so they're all battling each other, 2 rounds, but there's enough people to do a proper pre-selection. But this was their format.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's how they done it, and I was not ready for it. I was like, wait, what?
the feeling, like the feeling of being in a battle setting with one person, let alone 2 people, let alone 3 other people that you're competing against, it's very different to a pre-selection. And for me personally, I quite enjoyed it because the adrenaline just hit me quicker basically. And sometimes doing those kind of showcase rounds are, you know, it's a bit like a bit plain, or a bit like it feels a bit like a warm up, should I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite enjoyed that format in this regard. But
I didn't.
Yeah.
I think because I was just taken aback because I'd mentally prepared for a pre-selection.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like the warm up. So that was like my shaking everything off. It's like the first pancake. Do your first pancake. Not that great. Flip another one. It's getting better, and the more you do, it's like, all right, I'm a chef.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it was like, okay, you in that corner, you in that corner, you in that corner. You got 2 rounds and you're battling like. Okay, so I'm battling 3 people, 2 rounds, and I was like, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready for this.
Yeah, see, actually, yeah, 2 rounds as part of your pre-selection is was quite strange, I think. I mean, I was just glad because, you know, get through or I don't get through, I got to battle, you know, and so it kind of felt like you know, I did my thing regardless of the result. But 2 rounds for a pre-selection, yeah, it's like, okay, it's fortunate that I'd lapped basically, so I was able to just kind of throw myself into it really.
Yeah, see, I'd lapped, but I hadn't lapped for that situation.
Yeah.
And that goes back to where we talked about in episode 2, is like, do you lab for a tournament? And I'm like, you should always lab to be ready. So I thought I was allowed to be ready. Clearly not, because I wasn't ready for that situation. So I think I need to go back and rethink my labs for certain events, and so I probably do need to lab for pre-selections, lab for like tournament battles, lab for call-out battles, because they're all different and all different situations. I actually like that it was actually 2 rounds as well, because the first round, like I said, the first pancake, it's not that great.
Yeah.
Give that to the dog. Didn't come out too good.
I thought it was crazy. I told you on the day. I thought it was crazy, but
like,
I hear you though.
Usually, in every single pre-selection I've ever done in my whole entire life, I come off and I'm like, that's fucking whack. So I was glad I got 2 rounds, but then the second round I was like, oh no, that was trash. So I didn't like the second round at all. So, but I was glad actually for the 2 rounds, because like, okay, first one, shake it off. Second one, okay, I could get into it a little bit more. Yeah. I'm the kind of person that if the more I do quick, like one after the other very quickly, I get better. If I have long breaks, that messes me up.
That's really tricky. That's really tricky, that situation. And I think we're going to talk more about that when we talk about your trip to Barcelona. But first we'll cover Holland. So we had the new Gen 7 Smoke. That was really crazy. It was quite a mixed level, I thought, but it's something really exciting about seeing somebody really like trying for the first time. And so the thing is, you can criticize people and say, well, technically it wasn't crazy, but there's something about the energy or the feeling that sometimes like beginners bring that you just go, they're gonna be crazy buck one day, or they are buck, but technically they could be better, but it's crazy buck what they do. And so I did really enjoy watching the new gen, and then the obviously the advanced category, as we discussed. Wild was just able to he was on smoke that day. He was mad at everyone or something, I don't know, because he really wanted to take that win. And then after that we went straight into the call outs. It kind of reminded me of one of our events actually, where it's just non-stop, round after round after round, and even if you don't get that far, tournament or something like that, then you've got another opportunity to, and some people do prefer this kind of more of a, I mean it wasn't in the street, but these kind of street battles or these call out battles over the tournament battles. For me personally, I prefer tournament battles. I don't know, these like quick, like 1 minute rounds, like on a stage or something like this. It's that for me is like my favorite place to be. But I know some people would definitely say that these call out battles are the places that they enjoy. And so it was great to see, particularly from House of Thieves, just going out there and calling out people from Holland.
Because I didn't make it through on the 7 to Smoke, so it was nice when Bruiser came up to me and was like, do you want to battle Ice, girl, aka Girl Bruiser? I was like, yes. Yeah, I do.
Of course.
and I need to get some more rounds in, so yeah, I do. And then Braze, because you and Braze got into the 7 to Smoke, and then Braze battled again, Kid Bruiser. So we both battled Bruisers.
It was really dope to see. So I was very impressed.
There was someone else from the UK there as well, Quake, and he had the call out. He battled another Bruiser. Junior Bruiser.
Yeah, he's Junior Bruiser.
Junior Bruiser, and he actually won the new Gen 7 to Smoke as well. So
very nice.
UK repping.
So that's like every time we go somewhere, like we at least make our imprint, and that's something I'm really happy to say. Like every time the UK travels, there's always something happening. That's why I'm really happy with being a part of House of Thieves and the UK scene as a whole. Really, got a long way to go, but at least I can see the work is coming. So that was Holland.
That was Holland.
I briefly mentioned Barcelona as well. I was intending to go, but it didn't quite work out for a couple of reasons. So I was a bit disappointed. So actually, before we jump on that, I did decide to keep myself busy on that weekend.
You did.
Yeah. So I went to see some of my family. For those who don't know, I grew up in Bristol, so I went to see some of my family, and so from there I was able to go down to Plymouth for the day, which was quite nice because there was there's a couple of people there who were involved in the Krump scene. I mean, they're great dancers now, so it was great to see them sort of training hip hop as well. But it was nice to exchange with Cadis, who was, I think he was Young Prowler back in the day. He was Little Homie and Shush.
See, I haven't met these people.
Yeah, they were sort of back in the day.
That was before my time.
Yeah, and you might have met JD as well. He used to be Boy's Soul. He's been a Prove Your Buck, so you might have bumped into him. But it was nice to see. It's just nice to see.
See, Prove Your Buck was when I was like coming to support, because you're like a couple of your little homies were like my good friends. So I was coming to support, so I knew like 2 people and you. Like I didn't even know Braze then, and like now we're together. It's like crazy. So I probably have seen him, but I don't know if I remember.
I don't know if you've actually formally met some of these people. But it was nice because this guy who's based in Exeter, he was down in Plymouth as well. Kieran.
I met Kieran.
Yeah, you met Kieran. Yeah, he's been at Buck the Bridge before, and so it was just nice to. It was just like purely like a lab. and it was with these people, particularly Kieran, who's like really just keen to like throw himself into Krump, and you know, he's just asking all the right questions, and it was really productive in terms of just talking about Krump. It was really like a productive lab to have and to exchange with some people that I just haven't seen since before pandemic. So yeah, that was really nice. I kept myself busy, like I said. I was a bit jealous that you managed to get out to Barcelona, where I wasn't able to. But so I don't know if we've had a catch up about this, but now I want to hear what went down.
Oh my gosh, well, where do I start? So Barcelona, there was an event called the Bonfire, and yeah, I don't know, it's just crazy. So they had, it was run by Duende and Wukon, who are part of DCX Spain, and they brought Fud and Rockboy and Evil Ryu down from Cali. And they, on the first night they had a session. It was really, really dope. Like just the session alone, I would have gone there just for the session. Like it was, the vibe was so dope. Yeah. And this is me being real now, I've not been to an event, like I've gone to lots of events in Europe, and I've gone like, I've been to a lot, and I've never felt so comfortable to go into a session. I felt like they were my people, because the way that they welcomed us was just like we were home. And the vibe, like that, everyone just hyped everyone just had like love and support for everyone, and the energy was just right. It wasn't like, it was like a battle to get in, because everyone was hungry, but it was just super live, super dope. And it wasn't just like, this is me, and then they'd walk off. It'd be like, okay, now like, let's see what you've got, and just passing it on to everyone. And it was just like super dope. It was just basically all the Spanish scene. They had also Twin Fud from France, and Queen Rock Boy from France as well. I think they were the only French people there, could be wrong. I know obviously Queen Rock's mum was there. I think that was it. And then so it's like the Spanish lot, then me and Braze from the UK, and like that was it. So it was mainly like the Spanish lot. So getting to know the Spanish thing. Oh, Little C was there as well.
I did see it. I did see the
so from LA as well. This is in the session. I was like, wait, Little C's there. And then Baby Core, who's Bud's little homie, he came with them from LA as well. So I think he's from, I can't remember where he said now, but can't remember.
It comes back, you have to mention it.
But like, so that was it. It was mainly the Spanish scene.
Yeah.
So the session was really, really tight, really, really dope, and then they had 2 call-out battles, or like they were set up battles, and they had Rockboy versus Claw. And they had Evil Ryu versus Lil Berserk, and they were, if I'm getting this right, they were the winners of the event the previous year.
Yeah.
So they wanted the winners to battle the guests,
which makes a lot of sense.
So I was like, that's a really good concept. I like that. That gets to push the Spanish scene, and it was really, really dope.
Yeah.
So that was day 1, really good. Day 2 started at 10 a.m. with pre-selections for a 1v1 tournament, qualifier for Krump Fest in March in France, and then 7 to Smoke female category, and then Immortal Power category which was like Fud's category that he was judging like solely by himself, with like Immortal Power is like a power category, because Immortal Power is his like style that he's working on, and like his AKA kind of thing, like another AKA. So it is a power category, but they already had 4 people set up for it, so they were just choosing another 4 people for that.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I entered the 1v1 and the 7 to smoke, and then I didn't enter the immortal power. And then Braze entered the 1v1, obviously not the 7 to smoke because it's not a female. And then he entered the immortal power one. So we done the pre-selections, and then they chose. Yeah, they done the top 16 for the 1v1. Me and Braze got through that, and then they done the first rounds of that, and they done it like the EBS style call out. So they line people up, and then you just called out whoever.
That's always so crazy, like to be in a place where either you're the one being called out or you have to call somebody else out. Like,
well, they didn't even say, they didn't go like, okay, you call, who do you want to call out? They just said, everyone call out, like, whoever.
Oh, just 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go, yeah.
Point.
So I literally I thought it had to be, this side had to call out this side, so I just went, whoomp, you to Little Berserk, because I saw him dance the day before.
Nice, yeah.
And got in on Evil Ryu, so I'm in Spain, I want someone from Spain.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Someone that's, like, tough, so I was like, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, and I think Hellboy called out Braze. So Braze didn't even get a chance to look around. And Little Berserk didn't get a chance to look around. I was like, you. Let's go. So they done that, and then there was like a 2-hour break.
2 hours? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then after that, they came back and said who was through for the 7 to smoke, and then the immortal power, and then they had a new gen category as well, where they had like, I think 4 new gens, I think, and they had to battle someone from Spain who's been in Krump for like 5+ years. So it could be like an OG, a heavy hitter, yeah. So they got to call out and do that as like an exhibition battle, and that was really.
That's really cool, yeah.
That was really tight. So after that, they done the 7 to smoke, and I got through on the 7 to smoke. So I was like really happy about that. Yeah, like really happy. And they didn't put us in like any kind of order. They just done it on like the pre-selection order. Sometimes they do it with 7 to smokes where it's like the person who like maybe scored highest in the like pre-selections, if they've done it with scores, that person starts at like the top of the hill kind of thing. But they literally done it on who came out first in the pre-selection. So they had like, there was loads of people that entered, and so like they were like, okay, this person's through. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pick the order like that.
Yeah. So me and Watchdog were like quite far in the pre-selection scores. I was thinking, oh god, I'm like, I've been warming up for ages and they still haven't called my name, and I was like, oh gosh, like how many people have entered? And then we were quite close to the end. So then we were I was 6th and she was 7th. So I had quite long to do, like to wait. And I've done one 7 to smoke before, but the format wasn't correct. I know how 7 to smokes run because I've been to so many like hip hop ones, b-boying ones, previous styles that I used to do, but I've never done a Krump 7 to smoke. Apart from I've done one before, but they didn't do the format properly. So they kept putting the person who was like 1 every time like she lost, they put her back to the front, and we were like, no, that's not how you do it. They just joined the end of the queue.
Yeah.
So this person was getting like bare rounds.
It's quite a simple idea. The loser goes to the back of the queue.
I was like, okay, I really want to do like a 7 to smoke. So that was just my only goal, just to pass and just like get in that 7 to smoke environment. So I was like really happy about that. Wicca, she started and she won the first one. Then she won the second one, and then I think it was the third one that she lost, or it was the second one she lost. But she had ties, and I think she tied twice. And then
so many rounds.
I know. So she won the first one, and then she tied the second one, and then she tied it again. So they had another round, and during that round, she came along the line and like accidentally hit one of the girls, and it was the one of the young girls that was there.
Oh,
and
I
she
see.
got and so she was she hurt herself. So she came out. They went to see to calm her down and see if she needed any ice on her nose or whatever. And so then she joined the end. So then I became
Oh, so you bumped up one.
Yeah, I bumped up one place, yeah. And then Sister Winchester, Little Queen beat Wicker, and then Sister Winchester and Little Queen battled. And then Sister Winchester and Arima, who was the old lady Joker, they battled, and then Sister Winchester won, and then it was me. First round tied, and then second round, because
There's 7 to smoke ties.
I know. And then the second one, I won.
Nice.
And then so I was at the top, and then bang, 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 6 in a row.
One in a row.
One after the other. Yeah, it was the best feeling, and the more that I'd done, I just I was okay, I'm in this.
Yeah.
And then on the last one, which was Arima, who's Sister Duende, and the old lady Joker, as some of you might know her as, she was my last one.
Yeah.
She went in. I was so tired, and I'm kicking myself now. I'm like, why didn't I just push that? I just needed that little bit push. Because I watched my round back, and I was like, you know what? It was still good. It could have gone either way if I'd have just pushed that little bit harder.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did have a few people say maybe it should have been you, but I don't care, because the only goal for me was to get past pre-selection. So the fact that I actually done 7 in a row because I had the tie, and then I done 6.
Oh yeah.
So I actually done 7 battles in a row, but 6 of one tie and then 6 straight.
6 battles in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, and yeah, it must be.
I loved it.
Yeah, and I can imagine you in the moment, just that adrenaline hits, and then you'll just I know you'll probably think they're next. Yeah. So it takes a lot, and
I wish I could do 7 to smokes all the time, because I think that is for me, that's my training grounds.
Yeah.
And speaking of training grounds, we've actually got a session that we run every Tuesday now, called the Training Grounds. So look out for information for that.
Yeah. It's all on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. All that jazz. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's where I'm in my element, because if I get to do battles so close after each other, I'm in it.
Yeah.
But then if I have to wait a couple of hours and then come back to it, I'm cold again. So that's something I need to lab on. But yeah, and then I lost, and then Arima won the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was really dope. So this is where I got the t-shirt from, because I came second in the 7 to smoke, and they awarded this to me.
Yeah, it's dope.
I don't know what they said, because they said it in Spanish, but everyone was just staring at me, and I was like, what's going on? And then they were like, go up there. I was like, what did they say? So I don't know if it was because I come second, or it was an MVP
oh, I see.
kind of thing of the session. But yeah, got a t-shirt to basically mark that.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Yeah.
So yeah, that was the 7 to smoke. Just before that, they did do all of the 1v1s up to the final, and Braze won and was in the final. So he got up to the final, and then they had to wait for the new gen category, the 7 to smoke category, and then the immortal power category. I'll quickly whiz through this, but the immortal power category happened, and obviously Crazy Buck, so much power, obviously, because it's a power category, but the control, I don't know, it was really, really, really big buck. And it was actually quite nice. Actually, I sat next to Fudd the whole time through the battle. So we were having discussions, and he was like, "Okay, so like, you know, what do you think about this, or how would you like?" So I was learning about his style, and he was telling me like, this person should have done this, and this person, if he'd have just done this, or blah blah blah. So I was like, so I was getting like a mini workshop.
Yes, that's
so
such good insight into to see what the judges think, and to someone like Fudd, I'd like to know what how he's judging, what he's thinking.
Really, really dope, and that like all of them are so down to earth and stuff. They just want to share. Like, so shout out to Fudd, shout out to DCX, like all of them. I've got so much love for them all. They're just amazing people, and they just like want to help everyone. They've just like come with such like good energy, good vibes. And not only that, they're all buck, like all of them. Like, everyone is crazy. Like everyone in Spain as well. Like there's so much. Their scene. I love their scene. But anyway, so the Immortal Power category happened. They got to the final. They'd just done the finals, and then Wukong was like, "Hang on, before you announce the finals, we've got to sort something out." And basically, to cut a long story short, the police came and shut the event down. We literally had to announce the Immortal Power winner, and then do the final of the 1v1 and announce the winner of that category, and then the event would be done. But the neighbours had complained, and then the police had come down and shut it down. Now this was nothing to do with Wukong and Duende, or anything to do with their organisation at all, because everything they'd done was spot on. They were amazing hosts. The format was really, really dope. The timings, the organisation, everything was spot on. So it was nothing on them. It was just the woman who they rented the place out of. The place they rented, she this is going just from what I've gathered, but she owns a few buildings, and the paperwork she gave them was for a different building.
Okay, that.
So they rented this building, and they paid her for this building and everything, and got the papers for what they thought was this building, but she accidentally gave the wrong papers to the wrong building. So then the police looks at them and said, "Well, it's not for this building, so you all have to leave."
Yeah.
So we all had to leave. So we had to go out we had to go old school, which is dope, because that means we're hitting every single aspect of Krump. So the whole like event just moved onto the metro. We travelled like 45 minutes on the metro to a different part of Barcelona, right by the marina, I think it was. And to an outdoor spot, and we finished the event on the streets. Super dope. That is bark. And I was like, you know what, that's really tight. Like, and it was good to see the whole movement, like the whole event moving together. Like, we are a movement. This is really tight. At the time, a little bit cold though. So at the time I was like, I'm freezing. But now, like, once I got there and we all danced a little bit, with like Rock Boy was like, "Should we session?" I was like, yeah. So we sessioned, waited for everyone else to come, and then when all the judges were there, and everyone who's like running the event was there, got on with the finals and done the finals. And it wasn't actually that cold. It was nice, and it was, I don't know, it was good, everyone being together.
Good.
And the concept for the finals was 2 rounds, but as long as they wanted, so they could go for as long as they wanted.
Super street then. In this regard. And
then they said we've got 2 tracks, but if you're feeling the first track, we'll just play the track again.
That's so street.
So it was just perfect. Like, even though they were so stressed and I felt so bad for them, they don't need to, because actually it just added a little bit more spice to the event.
For sure.
Obviously it's super stressful for them, and like, not everyone went to see the final, and so I can see, why they'd be sad and, stressed, and that's something completely out of their control. Yeah,
because as an organizer, you kind of just assume that if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. And actually, even though you step away from an event and you go, I wish this worked out a bit better. I wish this came out like this. But actually, the feedback from the event is usually always like, yo, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And you go, oh yeah, I wish we didn't have to force everyone to go all the way to another spot. And, but then you sit here and you talk about it like, yeah, that was bog. That was bog to me. So, you know, there's pros and cons to it.
I mean, obviously, I think everyone would have much rather to just done the last 5-10 minutes in the actual like venue, because we've been there since 10 and it's like we've just got 10 minutes to go. So obviously everyone probably would have rathered that, but there is straight away a solution and everyone went along with the solution and the solution worked out and it was dope, so there's nothing to really grumble about. So it was really, really good, and Braze ended up winning.
Perfect.
So he won the whole tournament.
Yes.
And so he won the qualifier for Krump Fest, which is like a 4-day festival in France, I believe, run by Wrestler. And there was like loads of different things that like he qualified for, or like what he won. So he won like the flights over there, so his flights will get paid for. Already qualified for the top 16 tournament. A spot in like a solo showcase, and then like a 4-hour workshop. But unfortunately Braze is like, I can't get like more time off work because we've got other stuff going on in March and other plans. So he was like, I can't get that time off work, so I don't want to waste the trip. And he wanted to give it back to the Spanish Krump scene, because it's like, you know, you guys have put on the event, this should go into your scene and not me. So he gave it to the runner-up, which was Sister Winchester, who, by the way, is amazing. Shout out Sister Winchester. I love her Krump. She is a killer. She's so dope. If you don't know who she is, go find her, hunt her down. She is crazy. She's really, really dope. And she entered every category, and she got through on every category. So she was in the final of Braze, and so now she'll be in Paris in March. So look out for her. I
think that's such a great opportunity. And I was actually at Krump Fest last spring. I think it was spring edition. Yeah, so I was out there.
Must be. Is that the spring edition? It must be, because it's March.
I guess that's probably right. I'll find the flyer, but if you get the chance to go, I mean, obviously I'm aware that we both have plans actually, so it's a bit tricky, but if you do get the chance to go, I definitely recommend it, because, I mean, you know, it feels like a Krump event, pre-selections and a 1v1 tournament, all that jazz, but then they have the solo showcases as well, which is really, it's a bit different to sort of what I'm sort of used to when I think about Krump events, so it's just really refreshing, I think, just to see a kind of different angle, or, you know, it's different music, different vibe, different energy, a different sort of angle way into Krump. So I really enjoyed Krump Fest actually last year. So.
I mean, that is actually something on the list that I do want to do, and I think if me and Braze can make it like just for the weekend, we don't have to book time off work, and the flights are a decent price, or the Eurostar's a decent price.
Make it happen.
We'll make it happen, because I don't think we're actually doing anything on that day, like that weekend. We've got obviously Buckyard coming up, and then we've got our event coming up as well. Like that'd be the final of the Battle League. Because I mean, next week we've got event 2 of our Battle League, and then event 3 will be in March. So that'll be the final.
Busy.
So we've already got Buckyard. Then we've got our event. And then at the end of the month is Braze's 30th birthday, so it's like, it's not Krump, but that's another weekend.
We're gonna cage him. That's what. But the thing is, because we kind of said, I mean, we do have our event, next week.
Next week,
fast. Yeah. We sort of said, okay, other than that, February was going to be calm and chilled, and then last time I saw Braze at the session on Tuesday. You mentioned he's getting flown out to Estonia to judge an event, so that's super exciting. Yeah,
so that was last minute as well. So
really dope for him.
Yeah, he's getting flown out tomorrow. So today is Thursday. He's getting flown out tomorrow, February the 10th.
So I'm really looking forward to hear how that goes down for him, and I think he's looking forward to it as well. So really dope opportunity for Braze. He's doing everything at the moment. It's a really exciting time for Braze, for House of Thieves. For the UK, I guess, as well. But, I'm really excited. So it's really good to hear. Yeah, I didn't even know about it until you said it was last minute.
Yeah. Literally, the other day, like
Yeah.
a couple of days ago, a few days ago, like it was
I
like.
had to have a word with him. I was like, why are you hiding this stuff from me, bro?
Yeah, it literally.
Like you knew about it for weeks.
Yeah, no, it literally was a couple of days ago,
Nice.
and I was like, well, have you got like flights booked or anything like that? Like, and because like it's even was it Tuesday? I think I asked him, I was like, have you got the flights yet? Like, you know, they've asked you like Monday or something, or Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're going Friday. It's now Tuesday. You know? So yeah.
I think we're gonna have a chilled weekend and just lying in and just chill out at home, and then suddenly you're in Estonia judging Krump event.
Yeah, that's really dope. Like to judge and do a judge demo in another country. It's really tight.
Yeah, it's best luck to him, and I mean I know he's gonna smash it.
Yeah.
I wish him luck anyways. Yeah.
But we obviously like to wrap up January as well. Not only did we have Holland and Spain and Plymouth and like starting up our weekly
sessions,
weekly sessions. We actually had our own event as well.
Yeah. I didn't mention.
Yeah. we haven't.
Which Braze won.
Which Braze won. So we started season 3 of our Buck the Bridge Battle League, and we had event 1 in January. Event 2, like we said, is coming up next weekend, and then event 3 will be in March. So event 1, although it was like quiet, as in the sense that we didn't get like a heap of people there, the battles were crazy and everyone was live. Like, I would prefer to have just a handful of people who are hungry, passionate, and just like giving everyone the energy and the hype and the vibe and all of that, then have 50 people with dead silence.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest.
Yeah, because the thing is, everyone was loud, and I think everybody wanted to win.
Yeah.
There was no like, oh, I'll just relax today and I'll just see what happens, because everybody was on. And when I say that, I mean I'm thinking about people like Ash, for example. He's on. And I said this before in episode 1, I think it was, about Buck Teat. He always gets slightly shortchanged with his lineups because cause he is the little homie of Braze, and so who did he battle in the quarterfinals? It's obviously going to be Braze. Just his luck. And so I think Buck Teat could have done really well if he didn't battle the winner of the event. You know? Yeah. That's just the name of the game, though, I suppose. And I'm a big fan.
Yeah. After the session on Tuesday, me and Braze were talking. It's like everyone right now, like who's like coming to our sessions and coming to our events, it's a free for all. Like no one is like way above anybody else, and no one's like way below. Like everyone is like we're climbing together.
Yeah.
And pushing each other, and it's really dope. Yeah. Just pushing each other. And everyone's building. Anyone could get taken by anyone.
Yeah.
And it literally, and that's super dope, because it's literally like you have to be on. You have to really push. Make a minor slip up, and like maybe you've lost that one, which before the last one you won it. Like anyone, it
changes every single time. As well, and so I don't know what the Battle League is going to look like. And another thing we haven't mentioned about the season 3 is like before, we're doing it again, where the judges are the previous winners. It's kind of hard because you think we picked the overall winner to judge, but like in season 1 and again in season 2, it was the joint first place.
Yeah, because they all had the same points.
Hunter took it because they had an extra battle, so Hunter took it. But I say it's joint first. So we said, which one are we gonna pick to actually both? Yeah. So it was great to see. It's nice because we sort of take the winners out of the running, and then we'll just see who's gonna take over them.
Yeah, I think it's really good because it then gives them a chance to get judging experience as well, and then it gives obviously everybody else then a chance to then win the next season. If the winners keep winning, it's like, okay, I don't know, but
well, the thing is, we say that because we wanted to avoid that, just one person like they came first in the season 1, second in season 2, first in season. We wanted to avoid this, but actually, I don't think that would be the case.
No, I don't think it would be a case because, like I said, anyone can take anyone, and you just don't know how it's going to go on the day.
Yeah.
It literally depends on if you're having a good dance day or a bad dance day, and if you're both having a good dance day, you are literally fighting it out, and it just be a judge's preference.
Yeah. Sometimes it just comes down to that.
Yeah.
It's just there are too many even battles, and we try to implement the rule: no ties, no ties.
But when you've got 2 people judging and they don't confer before, and you're just like 3, 2, 1, there's
this way and this way.
Yeah, so many ties. Like I think I done 6 rounds in a row, and I was like, can we just stop tying now, please?
You're just like, they're like, please, just agree.
Can you just have a conversation first, and then we can move on.
Yeah. And then that wasn't the all these competitions we're talking about for January. This wasn't the only competition that we were competing in for January. So we also had the online Illist qualifier run by FCD Krump as well.
Let's stop there.
Oh, cracky.
Because I think this should be a separate episode.
All right, join us next time. Because we got a few comments about this, so I think we could save this for next time.
Yeah, I think we can save this for another episode. But yeah, January was Buck, lots of events, lots of sessioning, like too many session rounds to count. Because we're sessioning every week now, so this is dope. And obviously sessioning wherever we go. I think I counted that in January I'd done 20 battle rounds and 5 pre-selections.
Yeah.
5 pre-selections and 20 battle rounds in January.
So
I know
much,
January
so much.
lasts about a year because it's like the longest month. It's like the longest month. It's like, how long is January? Like 3 months. But yeah. And I was like, wow.
Active, super active,
So,
and super busy.
February is like lab month, and with our event as well. So, but
you want to say yes? It's the chilled month. I mean, other than our event and all the sessions and all the labs in between, and the little homies Holland and I saying, let's lab together, and then any
you
online
get that?
classes.
I don't get that.
Oh, lucky then. Yeah, it's supposed to be chilled, but it's we don't know. It's not going to be chilled. It's going to be less active than January, and that's but still active.
But February is about what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's super short. So we'll try to enjoy it while it lasts, and then we're back on another 2 a.m. flight. I mean, Braze is already on that way.
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
So,
that's a him problem though.
Yeah, I'll let him worry about that. Yeah.
But we will see you for episode 4. Coming very, very soon with a different topic, because we are going to move on to online tournaments, and I think this needs a whole episode to itself.
Yeah, there are a lot of comments, and I think after the pandemic, it was all about the online competitions, and then kind of going back to it after such a long time of not competing in this online format. Yeah, I think it kind of brings back a couple of the comments that I think I had before. So I mean, it's online battles.
Discuss.
It's pros and cons. We'll discuss it.
We'll discuss.
So tune in and follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, follow us on everywhere. Wherever you're watching this, hit the follow, subscribe button to stay up to date with sessions, events, workshops. We've got plans. You don't really want to miss out on anything. And if you're watching this and you're completely new to Krump, you don't really know where to start, just send us a message. We can help. We'll send you the link to Rise and Cage 3, and we'll invite you to the sessions, all that jazz. So, yeah, but for the time being, thank you very much.
Thank you. Peace.